If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're listening, watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to another edition of the Make We Talk program with yours truly, Jeffrey Tavares. It has been a great afternoon so far. I want to say good night to everyone who is watching us from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. Good evening to all my friends and family. Good evening to the man they call Tigo over there in Port St. Lucie. Good evening to all those, Rattigan and every one of you who are watching the program tonight. Good evening to all my family members. Good evening to my darling and loving wife. To all my other friends and family. Good evening to you all. Miss P, how you doing, darling? GG, the girl from St. Andrew. I want to say good evening to Walking in Divine Purpose, who is going to be with us soon. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. This evening, we're going to speak to none other than opposition spokesperson in national security, Mr. Fitz Jackson. That's the People's National Party opposition spokesperson on national security. None other than Mr. Fitz Jackson. You may not be seeing me clearly as I would love for everybody to see me clearly. I am not home, so I am not in the studio where you all can see me a bit clearer. But just like and share and subscribe to the channel because we have an exciting and a very exciting program this evening to share with you. We're going to share something that came over, that the beaches in Jamaica are not owned by the Jamaican government. They're not owned by the Jamaican people. They're not even owned by those who have beachfront property. It is owned solely by King Charles of London, England. We're going to speak some more about that. But before we go there, let me find something I'm searching for to put up on the chat room here. I just want to say to you all tonight that many of you may say that, including myself, may say that, hey, this nation is going down a slippery path and a slippery slope, which of that it is. It is going down that path. But you know something? You know something? If we, the people of this country, we, the favorite few of this country, do not stand up for this piece of rock, as I keep on saying to you, that the change that we seek in this country, and I may sound like a scratch record, but it's the truth. Not gonna come from those who we think will come from, you know. We have to be that change. And the only way we can be that change, unless we come together as a people. And if we're not coming together as a people, then dog never was supper in this country. Because as I said to you yesterday, as I said to you all yesterday, that what I saw in the parliament yesterday, this country is going down a dictatorial street. This country of ours is going down a dictatorial street. Because if we have people, if we have those people who are put over us, believe that they can continue the way how they are continuing, then dog never was supper in this country. When you have police refuse to wear body cams, mass shootings in this country, yet there's a crime is going down. Yet there's a crime is going down. And I want to know, if there's so much mass shooting in Jamaica, tell me how the crime going down. Tell me how crime is going down. There's absolutely no way crime is going on in this country. But it's for me, who is me to say it? Because some people may say that, hey, it is going down. We're going to switch our attention to beach access in this country. And then we're going to have, by 8 o'clock US time, 7 o'clock Jamaica time, we're supposed to have none other than opposition spokesperson on national security, Mr. Fitz Jackson, to come and speak to us. There's a person who said that they're sending out a petition to be signed by people. I don't know what the petition is all about. They're saying it's about the but I don't see the petition to sign. So how can I sign something that I don't see? I don't understand. You send me something, I must sign a petition. Where is the petition for me to sign? Anyway, we are going to speak about beach access in this country. And I want you all to listen to something here, because I'm not going to play the video. Because I played a video from a certain television station in Jamaica. And YouTube is sending me letter of copyright. So I won't play the video. But I want you to listen to something, an interview that was done in a certain TV station in Jamaica. And listen to what the lady said about beaches in this country.
The Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica. So
King Charles III.
all of Jamaica.
So we don't have a public beach.
We don't have a beach. You are granted permission through the Prime Minister's office. So you have the permission to use it, and that permission can be revoked as the situation is evolving in Flanker's Providence Beach at the...
You hear that? The Jamaican people don't own any beaches in Jamaica. It is owned by King Charles of London, England. It is owned by King Charles of London, England. And we get access to it through the Prime Minister's office. So all the beaches around Jamaica is owned by King Charles. I want you all to listen to some more of this. Here we go.
This time where they just choose a developer and dispossess the person.
So all these popular public beaches like Hellshire is not owned by anybody?
No Jamaican or the government owns that particular. It's invested in the
It is
Crown.
owned by England.
Yes.
And that is applicable as well to persons who own properties, beachfront properties.
That is also
have
correct.
titles and say, boy, I own this space right here. It's just the land that they own.
Yes, you own the land.
Where you find that money? That's the first I hear anything.
That's the 1956 Beach Control Act that is currently still the laws on the books right now, as it pertains to engage in the beach.
And that book has roots. That book is still that's a book from the UK, from England, right?
You're asking about the law?
Yeah. Yes, that's rooted in the laws in England.
And as far as you know, these hotels who say you can't come on my property because we own the beach, as far as you know, these hotels know that, or they genuinely think they own?
No, they're aware. The license
They
is
are
granted.
aware of it?
Yes, because they have to apply for the license to use the beach, and that is granted through the Prime Minister's office. So they're very aware.
So hold on there for me now. So when all those hotels on the 7 Mile Beach in the Grill is saying to us, hold on a minute there, make I cut off this for a minute here and do something. Hold on there for me. When all the beaches in the Grill and all over the place telling us not to come on their beach, it's not their beach. It don't belong to them. Let me find back this thing here and play it over again. Let me start from the beginning. The beginning. Hold on there, listen to some more of this.
The Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica.
The Crown of England own all the beaches in Jamaica. Listen to some more of this.
So
all of Jamaica.
All of Jamaica.
So we don't have a public beach.
We don't have a beach. You are granted permission through the Prime Minister's office. So you have the permission to use it, and that permission can be revoked as the situation is evolving in Flanker's Providence Beach at this time, where they just...
So all the beaches around Jamaica is owned by the King of England. And the Jamaican people get access to the beach through the Prime Minister's office. Because the Beach Act of 1954 refer to that. And this lady is confirming it now. Listen to some of what the lady is saying.
Choose a developer and dispossess the person.
So all these popular public beaches like Hellshire is not owned by anybody?
No Jamaican or the government owns that particular. It's invested in the Crown.
It is owned by England.
Yes.
And that is applicable as well to persons who own properties, beachfront properties.
That is also
have
correct.
titles and say, boy, I own this space.
So all the beaches on the 7 Mile Strip in the Grill, hedonism, sandals, and all of them come down. None of them on the beach. The beach is owned by King Charles of London, England. And through the Prime Minister's office, we, the commoners, may get access to it. If the Prime Minister feel like to give it to him, give it to us. And let me say it, you know. The Beach Act of 1954 say it, and the lady is just referring to the Beach Act of 1954. Listen to some more of this.
Yes, right
No,
here. It's just a land that they own.
Yes, you own the land.
Where you find that money? Because the first I hear anything.
That's the 1956 Beach
56.
Control Act that is currently still the laws on the books right now. Well, as it
The 1956, not 54. The 1956 Beach Act. The 1956 Beach Act said that the beaches in Jamaica, all beaches in this country, is owned by King Charles of London, England. Now, how did the council say we're independent? If all of them beaches are owned by one man, how does it say we're independent? So that means that if Jamaica decided to go republic, you know, there are some things that the government of the day would have to do. Some laws in this country would have to be amended. The 1956 Beach Act is one of them. Because the 1956 Beach Act says that the King of England, the Crown, own beachfront properties in this country. All beaches around Jamaica. So all the hullabaloo about beaches in this country, a one man only, and he don't live here. He don't come from Anya. He had to come Anya, and he own all the beaches in this country. Listen to some more of this.
pertains to engage in the beach.
And that book has roots. That book is still that's a book from the UK, from England, right?
You're asking about the law?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's rooted in the laws in
Yes.
England.
And as far as you know, these hotels who say you can't come on my property because it's we own the beach, as far as you know, these hotels know that, or they genuinely think says them own
No,
the
they're aware. The license
They
is
are
granted.
aware of it?
Yes, because they have to apply for the license to use the beach, and that is granted through the Prime Minister's office. So they're very aware.
Then why?
Hear that? Lord have his mercy in my head. So no beach in this country is owned by the Jamaican people. When I tell you something, when I talk, people don't like it, you know. Somebody go to England, go ask for independence for this country. Is the Jamaican people truly independent when King Charles owned all of the beaches in this country? So when we hear when we hear the fight about we need the beaches, give us back Blue Lagoon. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine, out of 4 days of glory divine. None of the beaches in this country is owned by us. All the beaches in Jamaica is owned by one man. King Charles of England owns all the beaches in this country. And if we need the Prime Minister's office, not the Prime Minister himself, you know, the Prime Minister's office, whether Andrew did it, or a Marky G did it, or a Jeffrey Tavares did it, or a Wilfred Rattigan did it, or a whosoever did it, or a Lambert Brown or Fitz Jackson who is there, or Dr. Karen Dunkley who has become Prime Minister, she's there. The beaches do not own by none of us. The office of the Prime Minister, if they see it fit to give you access to the beaches. That's the Beach Act of 1956. This is some more what the lady is saying.
Why would they want to stop me from even walking across if I'm going from one side to the next side? Why would they want to stop me from
I think a better question, Neville, is that why is it that our government is allowing the dispossession of our citizens, of the Jamaican? Why are we second-class citizens in our country? You know,
Exactly, ma'am. Why is the Jamaican people second-class citizens in their own country? That's a question I keep on asking, you know. Why are we second-class citizens in this country? Why is the Jamaican people allow other people who are not from here, who came here by aeroplane, not by labor pain, who came here by aeroplane, not by labor pain, allowing us, we're allowing them to make we feel as if we are second-class citizens in our own country? So hold on, you know. If I decide to walk the 7 Mile beach in Negril, nobody, no security boy, no security girl, no owner of no hotel can't tell me so I can't walk the 7 Mile beach because it belongs to them. The 7 Mile beach belongs to King Charles. Helsha belongs to King Charles. Blue Lagoon Beach belongs to King Charles. It belongs to the Vaz. It belongs to Darrell Vaz. Naran Mary Vaz. It belongs to King Charles of England. So whatever beach we have in this country, do not owned by we the people or the government of Jamaica. It is owned by King Charles of England. If you don't believe me, go to the 1956 Beach Act. This is some more what this lady is saying.
Government sees that this is happening to us, and yet we, even us as citizens, we are allowing this to take place.
Yes.
So we're
Okay. The government of Jamaica realize and they know that those people who own hotels on the 7 Mile beaches in Negril and wherever, those people who own who owns hotels. God have mercy. One moment for me, please. I have to take this call. My hold on for me, please.
Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity.
We do apologize about that. Yes, let's go back to the Beach Act of 1957. 56 rather, sorry, 56. The Beach Act of 1956. I'm sorry, I had to take a call a while ago. The Beach Act of 1956. Listen to this.
sorry, Debs. We're talking about this thing in Flankers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Flankers people are saying one of the hotels want to put up
Yes,
rooms above
bungalows
water,
and
above water.
cottage,
And
right.
they're saying that can't go so. So them not have no right to tell the people them what to do. Them don't own it. Then I'm asking.
Right. So what they can do is apply for the license to use the space, and they through that use they would dispossess. They would displace the community. You would no longer have access. And we are saying we have been using that beach, and because.
So hold on there for me now. So if the beach, the front of the property, the beach front, is not owned by the hoteliers on the 7 Mile beach, for example, in Negril, it is owned by King Charles. So we can walk the 7 Mile beach. Those who have beachfront properties are not allowed to build anything on the front of the beach. There's no bungalow or nothing then. No thatch houses or thatch huts. Because the beachfront is owned by King Charles. Let me replay this thing here. I couldn't understand what this lady is saying. Let us play back this thing over here for me. Let us start from the beginning. Listen to this.
The Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica. So
You hear? The Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica. Listen to some more of this.
All of Jamaica.
All of Jamaica.
So we don't have a public beach.
We don't have a beach. You are granted permission through the Prime Minister's office. So you have the permission to use it, and that permission can be revoked as the situation is evolving in Flankers Providence Beach at this time, where they just choose a developer and dispossess the person.
So all these popular public beaches like Hellshire is not owned by anybody?
No Jamaican or the government owns that particular. It's invested in the Crown.
Owned by England.
Yes.
And that is applicable as well to persons who own properties, beachfront properties.
That is also
have
correct.
Titles and say, boy, I own this space here. It's just a land that they own.
Yes, you own the land.
Where you find that money? Because the first I hear anything.
That's the 1956 Beach Control Act. That is currently still the law on the books right now, as it pertains to engage in the beach.
And that book has roots. That book is still that's a book from the UK, from England, right?
You're asking about the law?
Yeah. Yes, that's rooted in the laws in England.
And as far as you know, these hotels who say you can't come on my property because we own the beach, as far as you know, these hotels know that, or they genuinely think says them own?
No, they're aware. The license.
They are aware of it?
Yes, because they have to apply for the license to use the beach, and that is granted through the Prime Minister's office. So they're very aware.
So hold on now. Hold on for me now. Hold on. So when back in the days, they used to have some red hot police in Negril. Some red hot police in Negril. Taking up people off the beach because they must sit in front of the people and property. It was an illegal act they were doing. So if the beachfront property is owned by King Charles of England, that means the Jamaica Constabulary Force, if they see me walking on the beach in Negril and stand up in front of hedonism too, they can't lock me up. I am not on hedonism 2 property. I am not loitering on hedonism 2 property. I am standing on King Charles Beach. So how is it that back in the days, when they lock up an individual in Negril or wherever, for according to them loitering on the beach, was illegal then? What the dickens is going on in this country? The Beach Act of 1956 clearly states that the beachfront properties or beachfront or beaches in Jamaica is owned by one man, King Charles of England, Great Britain, wherever they want to call it. King Charles of England. So the question must be asked, are we truly independent in this country? Are we truly independent in this country? Are we truly independent in this country we call Jamaica? Because if King Charles if King Charles owned the beach, blessed assurance, my head they hurt me. What do we own in this country? What on earth do we own in Jamaica? The Prime Minister's office issued a license to the properties along the 7 Mile beach that have hotels. And it clearly states in the license that you do not own the beaches. The beaches is owned by one man from England, King Charles. I wonder if everyone want me to know that. Wami? Uncle Wami, you know that too? I am wondering if, so that means all Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth, Bloody Bay Beach, Buff Bay Beach, and all the beaches around this country is owned by one man, King Charles of England, King Charles of England.
Then why would they want to stop me from even walking across if I'm going from one side to the next side? Why would they want to stop me from?
I think a better question, Neville, is that why is it that our government is allowing the dispossession of our citizens of Jamaica? Why are we second-class citizens in our country? You know, the government sees that this is happening to us, and yet we, even us as citizens, we are allowing this to take place.
Yeah.
So we're sorry, Debs, we're talking about this thing in Flankers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Flankers people are saying one of the hotels want to put up
Yes,
rooms above
bungalows
water,
and
above water.
cottage,
And
right.
they're saying that can't go to what's up. So them not have no right to tell the people them what to do if them don't own it then. I'm asking.
Right. So what they can do is apply for the license to use the space. And through that use, they would dispossess, they would displace the community. You would no longer have access. And we are saying we have been using that beach. And because we have been using it consistently for more than 20 years, that means that enshrined in law, based on the 1882 Prescriptive Rights Act, that means that we have access using those roadways and tracks to the beach. So selling it to a private developer who would then lock us out is actually against the law.
Yeah. Hold on there. What did they say a while ago? Hold on. Make us start about this thing also. Hold on there.
Use the space, and through that use they would dispossess, they would displace the community. You would no longer have access. And we are saying we have been using that beach, and because we have been using it consistently for more than 20 years, that means that enshrined in law, based on the 1882 Prescriptive Rights Act, that means that we have access using those roadways and tracks to the beach. So selling it to a private developer who would then lock us out is actually against the law.
So that means what sandals and hedonism too, and all those hotels along the 7 Mile Beach in Negril and all over Jamaica, they have been infringing on the fundamental rights of the Jamaican people. They don't own the beaches. They do not own the beaches. The beach is owned by King Charles. And the office of the Prime Minister, not Andrew Holness. Now, this has been going on for many years. This has been going on from 1962. It is not owned by Andrew Holness. Read the entire 1956 Act. All of it. Now read some part of it. So those who own the properties on the 7 Mile Beach in Negril, they don't own the beach. They do not own the beach. Good night, walking in divine purpose. The beaches are owned by not one single Jamaican. It's owned by King Charles of England. The 1956 Beach Act. Father Abraham have so many songs. Let us praise the Lord. It is now 7:42 at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Jamaica time. We switch our conversation to national security. Opposition spokesperson in national security, Mr. Fitz Jackson, will be our special guest this evening to speak to us about security in this country. Good evening, Mick. Why don't I call him number hang up the phone for? I have the 1956 Act. I read it already. I have it here. The Beach Act of 1956. We don't own the beaches in this country. The beaches are owned by the Prime Minister, by the King of England, and through the Prime Minister's office. Whether Andrew in the office, let's start from 1962. Was it Buster who came become Prime Minister, or was it Norman? I don't remember who. From that time until now, the beach access and the beach license was in the office of the Prime Minister from that time until now. Never come to the office of the Prime Minister. So when Papa Michael was there, Joshua Manley, it was in it. He has to sign off on who get access to beaches in this country. When Papa Eddie was there, it's the same thing. Papa Eddie, Papa Michael, Papa PJ, Papa Bruce, Mama P, and now the bro God. They have the authority through King Charles to sign off on the beaches in this country. So those who buy beachfront property and block off the Jamaican people from entering the beach is illegal. Mama, Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help I have but you, O God. That is good. That is why, we need to do researches in this place, No, man. Let me play back this thing again. Let me play it back. I can see some more of what this lady saying in depth of what this lady is saying. Let's listen to this thing some more.
The Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica. So
King Charles
all of
III.
Jamaica.
all of Jamaica.
So we don't have a public beach.
We don't have a beach. You are granted permission through the Prime Minister's office. So you have the permission to use it, and that permission can be revoked as the situation is evolving in Flankers province.
Yeah. You get permission through the Prime Minister's office, and it can be revoked. Whether Andrew did it or not Andrew did it.
Beach at this time, where they just choose a developer and dispossess the person.
So all these popular public beaches like Hellshire is not owned by anybody.
No Jamaican or the government owns that particular beach.
Here. No Jamaican or the government owns the beaches in this country. No Jamaican or the government of Jamaica own the beaches in this country. No Jamaican or the government of Jamaica own the beaches in Jamaica. It owned by King Charles. All hail the King, God save our gracious King. It was God save our gracious Queen. Now it's God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. What a thing, can we? I know the shackles are still on us. I know the shackles are still on the Jamaican people. King Charles owned the beaches in this country. Neither the Jamaican people nor the government of Jamaica do not own any beaches in this country. The beaches are owned by King Charles. King Charles of Buckingham Palace. He owned the beach them.
Invested
It is owned by England.
Yes.
And that is applicable as well to persons who own properties, beachfront properties.
That is also
have
correct.
titles and say, boy, I own this space right here. It's just the land that they own.
Yes, you own the land.
Where you find that money? Because the first I hear anything.
That's the 1956 Beach Control Act that is currently still the law on the books right now. Well,
you hear? The 1956 Beach Control Act that is still on the books in Jamaica. I tell you all the while now. Both the People's National Party government and the Jamaica Labour Party government are in power. They amend laws to suit themselves and themselves only. Look how long this thing upon the books. And them never see it figure say, okay, I'm going to try to do something about it. Huh? Blessed God, hear my cry. This is some more what the lady is saying. It is now 7:50, 10 minutes to 8 o'clock, 10 minutes to 7 o'clock in Jamaica.
As it pertains to engage in the beach.
And that book has roots. That book is still that's a book from the UK, from England, right?
You're asking about the law?
Yeah. Yes, that's rooted in the laws in England.
And as far as you know, these hotels who say you can't come on my property because it's we own the beach, as far as you know, these hotels know that, or they genuinely think says them own?
No, they're aware. The license
They
is
are
granted.
aware of it?
Yes, because they have to apply for the license to use the beach, and that is granted through the Prime Minister's office. So they're very aware.
Then why would they want to stop me from even walking across if I'm going from one side to the next side, why would they want to stop me from?
I think a better question, Neville, is that why is it that our government is allowing the dispossession of our citizens of Jamaica? Why are we?
So hold on, Hold on, my people, my students. Thank you for coming on the program this evening. Thank you all for gracing me with your presence. It could be elsewhere, and I don't take this for granted. Thank you all very much for coming on. And I respect that you are here with me. So tell me something now. The Beach Act of 1956 clearly stated that King Charles owned the beaches. All right? So all along, when I was walking the 7 Mile Beach in Jamaica, in Negril, Jamaica, a Papa King won it. And when those hotels on the 7 Mile Strip blocking the Jamaican people, the Negril people, who born and grow Negril, who get come out of the house and get hippie. When you're too young for know about hippie, you're like Walking the Divine Purpose and GG and other people on the platform. You're too young for know about hippie. When hippies used to come to Jamaica and come to Negril, they come with their tent, pitch their tent in the yards on the 7 Mile Beach in Negril to go up to the hills of Orange Hill to smoke the good sensimania, the good weed. The beach never belongs to we at all. All along the beach belongs to King Charles. So those hotels that only have a little narrow walkway, it's an illegal act. It's illegal. Nobody owns the beaches in Jamaica. Nobody owns not one single inch of the beaches in Negril or in entire Jamaica. Not one single soul own it. I never know. I stumbled across this interview here. And I said I have to share it with you people. Remember to share up the live feed. Share up the live feed. Like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk YouTube channel. Not one single Jamaican. I can share this something to some people. Some of my family members them. I can share this thing here. Hold on there for me. Not one single Jamaican own any beaches in this country. Not one. Not one. None of them own any beaches in Jamaica. Not one single one of us own any beaches in this country. So those who believe that we own beaches in Jamaica, they make a sad mistake. I see somebody right in the chat room said they believe when I said nobody will get locked up. I don't stay there. I don't believe that Royal Reed will go to prison in this country. The former Minister of Education, Rural, would never spend one single day in a lockup in Jamaica. Neither him nor his co-accused. None of them is going to prison. Just like how the Integrity Commission said that no one should be charged in the market meat saga with the Ministry of Health. It's only the poor pauperizing dirty foot trousers or dirty skirt. When I say dirty skirt. Woman and boy or girl or whatever they want to call them, who live below a crossroad. Only those will face a judge in this country. I switch from beach to this. Those of the Vumvav on the Vumvav in this country will never see a jailhouse, whatever that is to the people of this country. So all on who believe that Integrity Commission don't lock up this or not charge this and make a sad mistake. Nobody will be charged for the embezzlement of funds in this country. No one will be charged for the $1.4 billion of the school bus saga in this country. Not one single soul. It's like how they allow the people of this country to walk the 7 Mile beaches in Jamaica. And it's King Charles on the 7 Mile beaches. Oh Lord, I see where when Mr. Jackson came on and came back off. What happened here? Is it? I hope he come back on. But I guess just came on and for some reason he came back off. Not one of us own any beaches in this country. We're going to stand by to join opposition spokesperson and national security, Mr. Fitz Jackson. Let's give us a few minutes, Sir Jackson. We're going to bring you on now. So those are the things we're talking about. And I want to play back this clip in here. I want to play back this clip in here. So I couldn't listen to it. That the beaches in Jamaica is owned solely by none other than King Charles of England. Not the Jamaican people, not the government of Jamaica. Listen to this for me.
The Crown of England owns the beaches in Jamaica. So
all of Jamaica.
All of Jamaica.
So we don't have a public beach.
We don't have a beach. You are granted permission through the Prime Minister's office. So you have the permission to use it, and that permission can be revoked. As the situation is evolving in Flankers Providence Beach at this time, where they just choose a developer and dispossess the person.
So all these popular public beaches like Hellshire is not owned by anybody?
No Jamaican or the government owns that particular. It's invested in the Crown.
It is owned by England.
Yes.
And that is applicable as well to persons who own properties, beachfront properties.
That is also
have
correct.
Titles and say, boy, I own this space right here. It's just the land that they own.
Yes, you own the land.
Where do you find that money? Because the first I hear anything.
That's the 1956 Beach Control Act. That is currently still the laws on the books right now, as it pertains to engage in the beach.
And that book has roots. That book is still that's a book from the UK, from England, right?
You're asking about the law?
Yeah. Yes, that's rooted in the laws in England.
And as far as you know, these hotels who say you can't come on my property because we own the beach, as far as you know, these hotels know that, or they genuinely think says them own?
No, they're aware. The license
they
is
are
granted.
Aware of it?
Yes, because they have to apply for the license to use the beach, and that is granted through the Prime Minister's office. So they're very aware.
Then why would they want to stop me from even walking across? If I'm going from one side to the next side, why would they want to stop me?
I think a better question, Neville, is that why is it that our government is allowing the dispossession of our citizens of Jamaica? Why are we second-class citizens in our country? You know, the government sees that this is happening to us, and yet even us as citizens, we are allowing this to take place.
So, sorry, Debs, we're talking about this thing in flankers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the flankers people are saying one of the hotels want to put up
Yes,
rooms above
bungalows
water,
and
above water.
cottage,
And
right.
they're saying that can't go so. So them have no right to tell the people them what to do. Them don't own it then. I'm asking.
Right. So what they can do is apply for the license to use the space. And through that use, they would dispossess, they would displace the community. You would no longer have access. And we are saying we have been using that beach. And because we have been using it consistently for more than 20 years, that means that enshrined in law, based on the 1882 Prescriptive Rights Act, that means that we have access using those roadways and tracks to the beach. So selling it to a private developer who would then lock us out is actually against the law.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. What a foretaste of glory divine. Welcome to the program, Sir Fitz Jackson. How are you doing, sir? I'm not hearing you at all, Sir Jackson. Unmute your mic.
Sorry about that. Are we here now?
I'm hearing you, but you're a bit dark. I can hardly see you, sir. You have a light on? I turn off the light. I don't know. Turn on your. There you go.
Sorry about that.
Oh, we can see you better.
Good.
So Jackson,
yes, sir.
I'm gonna divert a little bit from what we're coming to talk about and ask about the Beach Access Act. Are you aware of it, sir?
What aspect of it?
The 1956 Beach Control Act, that the beaches in Jamaica is owned by King Charles.
Well, government land being owned by the Crown is not only the beach. Many other lands are deemed Crown lands, and that would be one of them.
So that means, Sir Jackson, like when they used to kick out the people of the 7 Mile Beach in Negril, it was illegal then, man?
Yes. As I understand it, those Crown lands, the government of the day exercise authority over it. But in terms of the ownership, everywhere you go, let me put it better. The documentation will read Crown lands, and the Crown is the king.
Lord,
the government of the day presides over it. The government of the day exercises authority over it. And it's important to know that, because to even say that it's owned by the king and the king is in England, it doesn't mean that there is no authority here that the Jamaican people can relate to regarding the property. It's the government of Jamaica.
No, we understand that, but what I'm saying, Sir Jackson, is this: that the Prime Minister's office know what is going on when it comes onto the beach in this country, and they allow the owners of the property to treat the Jamaican
yes. No, I see where you're going. I see where you're going. Yes, because there's complicity, and they know that. They know that the place is publicly owned, and they give them authority to use it. There's no mystery about that, my brother.
Anyway,
yeah, they do know.
Welcome to the program, Mr. Fitz Jackson, opposition spokesperson on national security. Welcome to the program once more, sir.
Thank you.
There is a mass shooting once more in this country, Mr. Jackson.
Yes. Very sad.
Far too many mass shootings going on in a country with 2-point-something million people, sir.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Well, first of all, I want to extend my sincere sympathies to the families of the victims of those fatal cases, and to the families and the persons of those persons who have been injured in those shootings. Nobody has the right to shoot anybody, to kill anybody, of course, unless it's in self-defense of your own life. All right. So to attempt to kill anybody is a criminal, cruel, and unjustified act, and that must be condemned from all quarters of our society. whoever is responsible for the killing, including the police. You know, Jeffrey, for those crimes to be committed, you have persons amongst us who have no regard for life. And innocent people, take for example that 4-year-old child that got killed a couple of days ago, fall victim to it. It's just wrong, plain wrong, and not justified.
Yeah.
Against that background, or that said, what we wish is for the security forces to leave no stone unturned in trying to find the persons who are responsible for these dastardly actions. There's more than one case recently. And at the same time, I am mindful that intelligence by the police depends upon cooperation from the citizens who may have or who do have information regarding the persons directly or indirectly involved in committing those acts. And for those persons to be apprehended swiftly and to be brought to justice.
Mr. Jackson. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I was saying that I don't get much detail for the one in Central Kingston as yet, but the one in Commodore recently, from information obtained officially and on the ground, that has been the result of some ongoing gang feud and rivalry. We know gangs have been responsible for most of the murders in Jamaica. And from the police information, there have been a reduction. But obviously, reduction is not enough. Or else we would not be having the incident that we know of recently. And for the gangs to be, the police to be relentless in pursuit of these persons and to bring them to justice. And I would hope and I wish that whatever resources, technical and otherwise, that the security forces need are made available by the government. Because to mourn the death and leave a police force ill-equipped, unequipped, insufficiently equipped would be very wanting.
But Member Jackson, I've been told that those who did the mass shooting in Linstead a couple of days ago were dressed in police clothes.
I've heard that too. And that is very frightening for a number of reasons. We have heard in recent times, well, we have not heard, we have seen the sharp increase in fatal shootings by the police. So much so that Indicom, in their report that I'm now going through, have also expressed concerns about that sharp increase in police killing. And in those instances, we hear the police go to places and just shoot and kill.
Because even with the young man in Cherry Tree Lane, the knock on his door and he opens his hand. And all of a sudden the young man dead and then he draw a gun on them.
There are nothing to corroborate that story by the police. And that brings us to the other related issue. The non-use of body-worn cameras by the police in their operations. So what I can say, Mr. Tavares, it is something that does not sit comfortable with me. It does not sit comfortable with the opposition. And we have been saying this for some time. And we will continue to say it. And as you will appreciate, we can only do that. Speak continuously, speak loud, speak strongly on unacceptable issues and to call on the government that has the authority and the resources to do better on them.
I want you to listen to something that I find very troubling. When the JCF gonna say to an arm of Jamaica, an organization, I should say, or should I say an organization, Jamaicans for Justice. When the JCF should say that they will not be dictated to about body-worn cameras. I want you to listen to this, member Jackson. I hope this thing come up and can play. Yes, here it is.
To the Jamaica Constabulary Force's declaration that they will not be dictated to by external entities on the implementation of body-worn cameras, Mikel Jackson, Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, has responded. She says every citizen has the right to make their concerns known, and that the apparent misinterpretation of constructive dialogue by state bodies is disappointing.
It has been mischaracterized as misinformation or vilification by some state bodies. And I think that's an unfortunate posture that the JCF has taken, because while we appreciate that the JCF has operational autonomy and we welcome it because it is actually enshrined in law, it does not negate accountability.
Jackson maintains that the alarming increase in police fatal shootings that coincides with the general absence of body-worn cameras means that the heightened public concern remains relevant.
When you have police fatal shootings reaching 230 as at September 25, and again, more than likely that number has since increased. And when you look at the number of individuals who were killed during planned operations, it stands at 118. That's 51%.
Though she says it is not the JFJ's intention to contradict the JCF, nor to misinform the public, the JFJ Executive Director questioned the nature of engagement between civil society and law enforcement.
Why doesn't the JCF adhere or accept that reasonable criticism? When you have situations where in police fatal incidents, witness statements from family members run contrary to the account of police officers in some instances, and there is no body-worn camera being worn in any of these incidents based on INDECOM's reports.
Highlighting the responsibility of the Ministry of National Security regarding the expedition of the implementation process, Ms. Jackson says, while the government has made considerable progress, the next budget that Parliament approves must include more space for citizen safety during planned police operations.
So while there may be the issue of the procurement being raised now, I think the JCF leadership also has to appreciate that we've heard different issues over the years. And for us, the proof is in the pudding when the 1,000 body-worn cameras actually gets here and actually starts being utilized.
Member Jackson?
Yes, I did before when it was carried.
Yeah.
I never liked the tone of the comments in that, quite frankly. I believe security is the business of every citizen, rather ought to be the business and concern of every citizen and any civic-minded group in Jamaica. And at all times, all of us who have operate in positions of responsibility and authority ought to seek to engender trust and cooperation of the people at all times. All of us who are against crime, violence, must not be seen as adversaries to the security forces. And it's for that reason I never really took kindly to what I heard. I thought it could be otherwise.
You mean from Ms. Jackson or from the JCF?
From the JCF.
Because I went on my program and I said that if the Jamaican populace can't ask questions about body-worn cameras in this country, is that the JCF have something to hide from the Jamaican people?
Well, the JSA would better be able to answer that. I would hope not. But you know, Jeffrey, I am a public servant.
Mhm.
I'm a member of parliament elected to serve in that capacity. Demands are made on me as member of parliament virtually every day. I don't, some of them might be deemed a little bit unreasonable, but I don't deem the demands to be dictated to me. I don't.
Mhm.
And they will not just request, but they will demand if they feel they are deserving of it and as a right. When individuals in our community or a community at large make demand about the repair of the roads in their community, or for the water supply, or for the um, unsafeness of their community, I don't see that as dictated to me. I see them as strongly making their representation. And if it is done in a civil way, I wouldn't find a problem with it. I believe there's a difference. You know, we can be strident,
Yes.
we can be strong,
Mhm.
and after all, we ought to be. I might be deemed to be of such myself too, but I've never tried to be rude nor to be disrespectful in any of my strident requests or recommendation.
Mhm.
And sometimes I even demand, if I think I have the right to demand or have a right to obtain something,
But remember,
I will demand it. But
remember
I'm
Jackson.
not going to be dictating. I wouldn't interpret that demand or that request to be dictating.
But remember Jackson. If my memory serves me correctly, at one point, this current Minister of National Security told the Jamaican people, I think it's a press conference, I can't remember, that they got body worn cameras from the United States. And because of certain software, they can't wear it. And in the same breath, this current same Minister of National Security told the Jamaican people, and I'm yet to be corrected, that him not see it necessary for them to wear body cameras. If the People's National Party was successful at the polls of September 3rd, and you were Minister of National Security, sir, would you demand that the JSF wear body worn camera, sir?
I don't think I would demand it. I think I would instruct it. I would instruct it by way of policy.
But is it, you know, remember, Jackson, for far too long, the people of this country, you know, 230 something or 20 something Jamaicans have been murdered in this country since the start of the year by those who swore to protect and serve the people. And this has been going on for many years. You don't think it's now the Parliament of Jamaica, sir, should do something in legislation that those who are sworn to serve and protect the people of this country, war body.
But you know, Jeffrey, let us be frank and pragmatic.
Go ahead, sir.
The government of the day is not receptive to recommendation and suggestion from the opposition, or better yet, of anything that comes from outside of themselves. And their parliamentary majority is what becomes the impediment. And I have a living example. I have a bill before the parliament for over 7 years now to protect Jamaican banking public and account holders from unfair, unjust, and in some cases illegal charges. And the government has used its majority to kill the bill and to allow the status quo to remain. It's there. We don't need any other example than that, Jeffrey.
True.
So as reasonable, as credible, and as justified as it is, if it is not initiated or done by them, it's not going to happen. So someone told me recently, if you want the government not to do anything good, right? Ask the opposition to say it.
Oh. Remember,
we don't demonstrate. The government does not demonstrate the maturity. Don't have the kind of patriotic inclination, disposition, where they are willing to do any and everything that is in the country's interest and the people's best interest, regardless of who it comes from. That is not the case. And let's face it, election has consequences.
It does.
And these are some of the consequences of the result of the last election.
Member Jackson, do you believe the JCS statistic that crime is down in this country, sir?
Well, before I answer that question directly, I'm going to repeat something I've been saying. Jamaicans are not unhappy. They are not sad, primarily because of the number of murders being committed. They are unhappy. They are fearful because of the feeling that they are likely to be victim of crime. That is what is important. Mm-hmm. So if the number go down and people are still feeling unsafe, you have not solved the security problem.
Mm-hmm.
To come back to your question now directly, whether the numbers are down. The truth be told, there are great questions and concern about the transparency of those numbers and how they're arrived at. I can't say that they are inaccurate, but I can't tell you that I'm comfortable that they are accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you that. Many Jamaicans express that. I am yet to become convinced. But more so, no Jamaicans are feeling any less unsafe by those reported numbers being reduced. I don't know if you experience otherwise. How many Jamaicans here running out? Oh, crime, the murder is down now, so I'm good.
None.
None is celebrating. Why? What reason they have? None. That is the real measure of crime reduction in Jamaica, how people feel in their day-to-day life.
They have it to say, Member Jackson, that those who are deported from London, the United States, Canada, and all over the place, they are the ones who are committing mayhem in the country, sir. But do you remember...
Sorry, go ahead, please.
Do you remember when, and I'm not being disrespectful here, because I refer to him as Ambassador of Plentiful, Rocky Mead. When he was in charge of the JDF, he took some young men and saying that they're going to give them work and train them. And all of a sudden, they did not employ them in the JDF, sir. They were let back out in the streets of Jamaica with military training. My question to you tonight, opposition member, if those young men are out there, don't have a job, and Jamaicans are deported from overseas who may have a criminal record, sir. For the Jamaicans who are deported overseas, do you know if the government, the security forces of the day have a file on them to say, okay, Tom Jones has committed a crime in North Carolina, and those young men who are out in the streets?
Interestingly, that is one of the items I have on my agenda for when I meet with the commissioner. To be honest, I can't answer that question. Whether or not the JCF are tracking and which cases do they track. We know that number of persons are deported for various reasons. Some for immigration breaches, some for crimes, violent crimes, crimes of dishonesty, etc. I don't know what groupings of them are being tracked, being traced, being monitored upon their return. There have been expressions of concern about that by many Jamaicans, particularly in recent times.
What about those young men, sir, that is let back out in the society under the leadership of former JDF Chief Rocky Mead, or what position he holds there? They're out there in the streets, sir.
Do you mean those who have been trained in that security corp grouping?
Yes.
Yes, and there is no supporting data, tracking data. I remember asking of it in a committee once in Parliament if they were being tracked in terms of fused into various sectors of the economy. And if my recollection is correct, no. They are not being tracked for engagement after. And I remember asking the question in the early days, if those who train would be all placed in certain areas that were mentioned, such as the JDF itself, some retained there to meet the ongoing replenishment requirement, whether or not they would become recruits for the JSAF, the fire service, the correctional services, and other service where that discipline and pre-preparation would be an asset. And the information I can recall, that is not occurring. And so it is not unreasonable for anyone to believe that the skills that they would obtain might be used in other activities. I also recall asking the question of the JDF if that training that they had during their period in the program, if it involved training with guns, how to use. I was told no.
I don't believe that, you know.
I remember clearly, because that was the concern that many persons had. And I recall the answer was that they do not get training in the use of firearm.
You know, Member Jackson, and that is why we, the Jamaican people, must call for constitutional reform. And why I'm going on that road with that now is because if we had a system where we call in Rocky Mead in front of the Oversight Committee of Parliament for him to give us answers, were those young men who was trained in the JDF who were let back out in the streets of Jamaica, were they trained with guns? The people of this country must then need answers.
Well, those questions, as I said to you, I recall asking that question in a committee meeting in Parliament. Granted, the Security Committee, the Standing Finance Committee is not public. It was in camera. But that question is not one that I believe cannot be answered in the public. And I will make it a duty to make that answer to that be publicly known.
Please do, because Jamaicans in the Jamaican diaspora and Jamaicans around the world and in Jamaica cannot have a situation where a head of the Jamaica Defense Force trained some young men in a program that he had. And all of a sudden, they did not employ those young men within the JDF, but they let back out in the streets of Jamaica.
Yeah, that is a fact. They
We
did
don't
not
know if-
absorb them.
We don't know if them. We don't know if it's them committing the mayhem or is the party committing the mayhem. We don't know. Now we're hearing that people dressed like police officers create a mass shooting in this country, and you hear nothing from the Minister of National Security.
Yeah. I will tell you, I will give you the assurance that that one will be kept under the microscope. I will make it a duty of mine to keep it under the microscope.
My other question to you now, Member Jackson, is this. When the former Commissioner of Police, who is now Jamaica's ambassador to the United States, when they have a gun bus, they bring in all the media houses. They bring in CNN, BBC, Make We Talk, Partner Drive, everybody they bring in to say, yes, they have a big gun bus at the wharf. Why is that we can't see? And I know maybe you can answer it, but you know, you're a member of parliament, you can ask a question for us. Why is that we don't see when they destroy those guns, sir?
I'd have to find out what is the policy and the protocol for the dismantling or destruction of the firearms. I know they're not, I know there is, I recall, let me not say I know, but I have a reasonably good recollection that there is some, it's more a one-off, not a frequent, where they keep them in stockpile, and then there's an occasion where they destroy all of the ones that have no value for using trials or any other subsequent use. But many times, or from time to time, seized firearms are used because they are part of some continuing investigation. But destruction of them do take place from time to time. Frequency, I can't tell you just now, but I can ascertain that.
And some of
What
those
is the protocol and the program for destruction of seized firearm? How often?
And some of those guns, Member Jackson, that is seized by the JDF, by the JCF, is back out into the public.
That's the sentiment of many people. Yes, I've heard it before, concern expressed. That many reportedly seized firearms are recycled.
What do you think can be done, Member Jackson, for the members of the JCF? Because I was listening to a program where the Miami-Dade police is, I think it's in Barbados or where they go, and they have community policing. They train those people for community policing. For the community and the police have a good rapport.
Well, we used to have that in the JCF, you know. In fact, it started in my constituency, South St. Catherine. And I recall very clearly the 4 police officers. One has died since some years after. But they started there. It has been dismantled. I am a regular lobbyist for the reinvention of the community policing because as member of parliament, I saw where it made a difference. It's trust between the community members and the police. It provides a channel, a forum, an environment where the citizens share information with the police for those communities. I have seen it at work, and I've always been encouraging it.
Because, you know, remember, Jackson, if the members of the JCF don't have a good rapport with the citizens, they ain't gonna get any answers from them, you know. And if the members of the JCF believe that they can't go around and manhandle the Jamaican people, want boy, girl come out of the car and a boy, bats and kick them.
No, that is just unacceptable. That gets nobody in nowhere. It doesn't help policing. It doesn't help to achieve the goal of creating safe communities. It just doesn't work. It has no place.
You know, I I remember one time, you know, I came to Jamaica before the Portia Simpson Miller Square came in existence. When they came to NCB Bank, the bus drivers would make a U-turn and go back down. Down 3 Mile.
Yes.
I did the same thing. A police stopped me, you know, because I saw a busman did it. The police stopped me, you know. Boy, come out of the car. Having gun, you know. Come out of the car, boy. So I sit there and I said, you address me the right and proper way. Open the car door, grab me up and come out of the car, boy. So I came out of the car. I came out. I want to search the car because you must have a gun. I'm making him search the car. I don't say a word to him. Making him search the car. I only know they asked for my driver's license, you know. It's long after they asked for the driver's license. When I saw the name, they started apologizing. I said, apologizing for what? I said, you stop me. Is it because your bus was just, is it because the driver was driving your bus? The bus belongs to you. Why didn't stop him? I won't tell you what I did in November, Jackson. But right now, that policeman is always St. Thomas working. Anyway, let's start going on that road.
No, that was unfortunate. Unbecoming and just wrong. Plain
The
wrong.
police, some of the police, they don't get me wrong, they have some good policemen and women in this country. You know?
That's true.
Very nice policemen and women in this country. Because I've come across a lot of them. Very nice people.
I know many.
But you have some of them who are young, and because they have the gun, they believe that
it's a power.
It's a power. The power that they have lies behind the trigger of the taxpayer's gun. How is it that police officers, member Jackson, and I don't know if you can elaborate on this, or maybe you know, that they go to execute a warrant, sir. 23 of them. And I know nobody heard the warrant read, but yet does police officers have the right to turn off your security cameras in your house, sir?
Not to my knowledge. That's a private property. That's a private space.
So it's a private space. God help us in this country. Remember Jackson?
Well, you know, just the case, just that scenario you give is what underscore the urgency of the body-worn camera in those operations, because it become your word against mine. That's what the police are going to say. That's what I've heard said.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's not telling the truth, but the camera with the audio too can tell you what takes place.
But is it that, member Jackson? If we get the police to wear body-worn cameras, will there be a system somewhere that will say, okay, Constable Jeffrey Tavares is out there on duty. His camera is on. Will there be a system?
Well, I raised it somewhere else, and I'll say it here. The reports that we have been getting is that the hardware, the software, and whatever is required to have and cause to operate the body-worn cameras are not yet in place or is being procured. And by the way, I don't accept that argument, because the cameras is not a new technology. Those are being used all over the world. The software that is necessary is, to my information, is not something that has to be created anew. And if it can be created, it can be created with great expediency than what we have been seeing for over years now since we've been talking about it. You know, the truth be told, you know, the government have a way when they don't want to do anything, they blame it on the process. And interestingly, the process is controlled by the government. And so it takes forever to do any of these things, and the society moves on just the same. It is unacceptable. But even if there is a plausible delay in the procuring of the technology and equipment and so on, what I would like to know and be seeking to know is the policy that governs the use of the camera. Have that been developed or being developed? Because what you can hear is they have the camera, but they don't have the policy, so it can't come into being. In much the same way that you pass a legislation in the House, and for 2 years, there is no regulations to accompany the legislation, and therefore it becomes inoperative. We see those things happen. And the question is whether or not the pertinent policy to guide and govern the use of the camera, have they been developed? And if they have been developed, share it with the public, because the public would need to know. Those are some of the issues that I'll be raising with the commission also.
And also, you can do a research on this, Member Jackson, because if my memory serves me correctly, this current Minister of National Security told the Jamaican people that the Americans gave them some body-worn cameras, but there was a software glitch or something with the software. And that was from Wappy Kill Phillip.
That's the point I'm making. There's this long delay in operationalizing things. And the missing component seems like they can never be either acquired or created. And if so, it has been taken, and it will take forever for those to come in the future.
So is it that
there's a lot to account for.
Is it that we the Jamaican people must just sit idly by while the state, and it's not you saying it, Member Jackson, and maybe I shouldn't say it because you're on the program, must sit idly by, sir, while the security forces of this country, who was sworn to protect the people of this country, shoot us down as Blackbird?
Well, any innocent person being shot by the security forces tantamount to being shot like Blackbird, or birds in general.
Or is it because the Prime Minister says to them, for those who commit a crime, either you face a judge and face a maker. So the JDF decide to go out there to be judge, jury, and executioner?
Well, we don't operate under that jurisprudence. Every person is innocent until proven guilty.
But that's not how the JSF operate, Member Jackson.
And anyone, and in particular, any member of the state who operates contrary to that is in breach of the law. And what we have to do, but you know, the truth be told, Jeffrey, we are not standing by. This discussion here between us is testimony to the fact that persons are not sitting down and keeping quiet. We have to do more of this and more consistently, not one-off. And we have to look at more at appropriate time to look at more effective actions to convey our sentiments, whether it is by protest, whether it is by march, whether it is by strike, whatever means are necessary to move the country forward and to stop the wrongs from happening, from taking place by those who are responsible and are identifiable. We must be prepared to do it. I dare to say it to you, with all frankness. There are too many of us are prepared to talk about the problem, and that's the extent to which we go.
True,
we take talk, yeah. We talk about it from the comfort of our patios, verandas, and our cell phones.
Especially when we're under some of the Jerry and his nephew.
Exactly. And we have a lot to say. but how many are prepared to go out? The last a month ago, how many people did not go out to vote?
There you go.
You know, I say this to you, Jeffrey. I find it amazing that from the same day that I was announced as a spokesperson, the depth of the congratulations that I have been receiving, even by media persons. What am I going to do about the further reduction in crime? What am I going to do to stop the human trafficking? One believe that I was announced as the minister.
You?
Yes, meet what I am going to do.
But you can't do nothing, Member Jackson.
One interviewer and one of the leading radio station. What do you bring to the table to solve the problem?
So why don't you ask the Minister of National Security that question?
That's exactly what I said. I said you're directing that question to the wrong place. My job is to scrutinize and to expose any failure on the part of the minister and the government and to make recommendations where we see fit. And I want to reiterate that point because the opposition, myself or any one of my colleague spokesperson, we do not have the authority. So we advocate. We protest against the things that we believe are not in the interest of the Jamaican people. And we put forward recommendations. But I said earlier on, if you want a good recommendation not to go forward by this government, don't let the opposition say it.
My God.
Don't let the opposition say anything that is positive if you want the government not to do anything about it.
You know, Member Jackson.
Look, for example, you don't have to go so far. In the case of the NIDS legislation, we pleaded and we begged the government, and we had to go to court. And they end up, because it was in breach of the Constitution. Just recently, this whole Portmore Parish fiasco, total rubbish.
It is.
And just a gerrymandering tool, right? We said no, we want to pass it in Parliament before operationalizing it. We said, look, if you do that, you're going to breach the Constitution.
But they're good in doing nothing.
So, say that again.
They're good in breaching the Constitution and the fundamental rights of the Jamaican people.
Yes. They ignored us and went to court. Is the court telling them the same thing we were telling them? The very same thing. But the court is another arm of government. So it had the power to stop them. The opposition don't have that power because we don't have the majority in the legislature. So I want my Jamaican people to appreciate this, that the opposition is a voice on behalf of the people. It is not an authority on behalf of the people until we are so elected.
But also, Member Jackson, although the opposition is an authority on behalf of the Jamaican people cannot rely. Well, the Jamaican people can't just have the opposition doing things for them. They do the things for themselves too.
It must be a partnership. It must be a partnership. And it's against that background I encourage our people to be prepared to act, not on behalf of the People's National Party, but on behalf of their own interests.
And you know, when we decided to demonstrate here in the United States against the level of corruption and nepotism and cronyism in the country and the lack of proper health care, we were doing it because of the love of country, the love of any party, the love of country.
Yes.
Member Jackson, yesterday, what I saw play out in the Parliament of Jamaica yesterday on this platform that this country is going down the road of dictatorship. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I see what happened in the parliament yesterday.
But Jeffrey, we're not going down that road. We're along that road.
Okay.
No, and I didn't say that. I didn't say that trivially. Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, sir.
When the prime minister, in our democracy, there are three arms of government. You have the legislature,
yes,
made up of the elected members of the parliament and the Senate, appointed through those in the lower house.
Mm-hmm.
You have the executive, which is made up of the prime minister and the ministers and permanent secretary. That is what constitutes the executive arm of government.
Mm-hmm.
The third and final arm of government is the judiciary, the courts,
mm-hmm.
with clearly stated roles and function in our constitution. But all three are separate. There is some overlap between with two, the executive and the legislature, because you have members of the executive who also sits in the legislature, and you have members from the legislature who are part of the cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that overlap with two, but they operate as two separate entities. And then you have the third one, which is the judiciary. What the prime minister attempted to do a few years ago is to nullify or sought to nullify the independence of the third, because they dominate the executive, they dominate the legislature with the majority, and he attempted to dominate the third by putting the Chief Justice on probation.
And that's wrong. He has no authority to do that.
That's what he attempted. Of course, the People's National Party opposition, civil society, and members of the judiciary came out and protest. The first time in the history of Jamaica that the judiciary came out in protest against a government action. Never happened before, because that was attempted then. Come back to what happened yesterday in the parliament. You have the executive made up of the ministers and parliamentary secretary. And an arrangement where the legislature don't only pass laws, but it provides an oversight function of the executive. It's an oversight of the executive.
Yes.
To monitor what the executive sets out to do or what they are doing. Monitor it. What the government is seeking to do is to control fully the monitoring mechanism of itself.
In other words, is it
members of the executive to chair the committees that should carry out the oversight function of what the executive does? Remember, one minister in a committee represents the entire cabinet.
Indeed.
Because of the principle of collective responsibility. Each member of the cabinet is bound by the decision of the cabinet. Each member. So when you go to a committee and the minister there guiding the oversight, he's guiding the oversight of himself.
So in other words, the government investigating the government.
Exactly. Bruce Golding, to his credit, in 2007 when he became prime minister, recognized, well, there are two things. One, the standing order says that no member of the executive should be on the committee, period. That's explicit in the standing order as it is. No member of the executive. But yet, they not only putting member of the executive on the committee, they are letting them chair many of the committees.
But that should not be.
But that's what played out in the parliament. The opposition has been, or yesterday was resisting it, and we were resisting it since 2018. Remember, you know, the opposition chairing the committee, which was started in 2007 by Bruce Golding, was continued by the PNP in 2012 when we formed the government. Because we accepted the merit of it, that it only serves to strengthen the democracy and allow for greater oversight and transparency in government operation. That's what Mr. Bruce Golding set out to do. And we, the opposition, then acknowledge it and never sought to change it.
But this Prime Minister want to do it a different way.
Because he does not want the actions of the government to be exposed. Transparency is not a strong point of this government. Concealment is their hallmark.
You know, remember, Jackson, I hope the Jamaican people saw what played out in the Parliament of Jamaica yesterday, you know. And what you just said, that this government don't want any transparency. None at all. And in which modern democracy, Member Jackson?
No, you see, these kinds of things happen in the autocratic states.
Yes, sir.
Right? Where nothing that the government does is up or should be up for public scrutiny. Because the government in autocratic society don't make itself accountable to the people. So when you talk about going down an autocratic path, you're slow, my brother. We're way down it. What we are trying to do is to halt it. And what we ought to do further is to reverse it. But not to play blind and idle. And Jeffrey.
Yes,
Jeffrey.
Sir. Yes, sir.
One of the problems we have in this country, too many quote unquote good people sit silent and idle by many of these things slip down the drain. The same thing with crime and violence in this country. So long as you're not affected by it, it's not a problem.
True.
It's them over there. It's them poor people and them kind of people there. That's the language they speak, you know. And you are safe and locked away in your little corner. While innocent people are being slaughtered by criminals. But it don't bother you. But when your relatives and your close friends become a victim of it, then they hear the hue and cry.
Yes.
There's a crisis. We have to do something about it. What the government doing about it?
But when according to the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins, when a dirty foot shows his boy down a crossroad, have a problem and gone down and all kind of thing.
There's no crisis.
The people of the Vumvava and the Vumvavi up in Upper St. Andrew and Cherry Garden is quiet.
That's part of our problem as Jamaicans. But you see it evident, Jeffrey, in the persons who don't go to the polls.
True.
The Chief Justice made a statement a couple of weeks ago, which is true. Civic duties are being left to be carried out by only poor people. Wealthy people that live in gated communities don't want to be juries. Don't want to serve as jurors. They don't bother what they get doctors' excuse because their friends are doctors who can write medical excuse to excuse them from going to serve.
But the people who believe crossroad can't get that.
Working class people,
yes,
right, who don't have those kind of connection, they have to go and serve. That's the reality of our society. And if we don't face it now, we are going to further bear the consequences of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you as raw as it is.
I know.
And I'm talking off the top of my head. The evidence is there.
Yes. You know, Member Jackson, I keep on saying in this program, you know, before the election, I said to the people on this program and Jamaicans who are listening that the future of Jamaica is in the palm of the people's hand.
No, look here. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. You're in the media. Every day you start your program, you repeat that. Those words that you just said,
yes, sir,
could not have been said any more succinctly. The future of our country lies in our hands, not the government hands. Our hands, because the people, because what the government does or does not do is what we allow them to do.
Exactly.
By what we do with our hands.
Yes.
So we are responsible for the government's continuation to do anything that we are not pleased with. And I must remind people, you have only one government at a time.
The Jamaica Labour Party government.
That's what we have now. That's what we have had for the past 10 years. Only one government at a time. Yes, as a party, we seek to form government to pursue the governance of this country in a manner that we are convinced is in the best interest of the majority of Jamaicans.
Yes.
That is our ongoing mission. And when we happen to be out of office, we will continue to press the government of the day for what is better or best for the people of this country. But we are always in pursuit of seeking to hold state power to pursue those things, as good as they are, maybe no better than as they can be.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this question, Member Jackson. Let's switch away from that for a bit. I know people within the sounding and watching this broadcast here, because we're live around the world. When the Speaker of the House says any petition, it means that if there was any petition brought to the Parliament of Jamaica, isn't that so?
Yes, it was a process for submitting petitions.
Okay.
So it would be an item, but there's a process.
Yes.
So I can't give you the details 1, 2, 3 just now, but there's a process. In fact, all items on the agenda of the Parliament, there's a process for them. Even questions from members,
mm-hmm.
even motions from members. There's a process of getting them on the order paper.
Let me ask this question of you, Member Jackson. If 1,000 or 200,000 Jamaicans come together with a petition stating that they do not want Mrs. Holness to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives, can that happen, sir?
Well, again, not clear on the 1, 2, 3 steps for the petition, but should you proceed to get a petition on the order paper, bearing in mind, in the democracy we have, it's a majority that determines.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I'm going?
Yes.
So unless you have the majority to vote for it, in other words, some sensible person on the majority side decide to have a conscience vote and vote their conscience, it won't get passed as a decision of Parliament.
So in other words, if the Jamaican people even send a petition to the Parliament of Jamaica, the majority in the Parliament of the Jamaica Labour Party still stands?
Yes, because it is the vote of the majority that prevails.
You see, I was trying to explain to the people, when the PNP, when they said to the Parliament of Jamaica, Mrs. Holness is up for Speaker. Any other nomination? There was no other nomination. The People's National Party couldn't do a thing because the majority in the Parliament rules.
You're correct.
So now we're hearing, because I thought that if the people of Jamaica now could come together and send a petition to the Parliament of Jamaica that we don't want her to be Speaker because it does not look good, Member Jackson.
It will merely be a statement.
Oh, it won't carry no weight.
In my view, it would only be a statement being made.
So there will be no weight on it then?
In the records of the Parliament. But in terms of getting the decision which you want, look, man, the government, they vote against things that, well, they vote for things which are not in the interest of Jamaica.
Member Jackson, sorry to do this to you, but can you just give me a minute, please, sir? Don't go anywhere. I got to turn off the alarm here.
Okay, please.
So you can continue talking till I come, please.
I'll wait for you.
Sorry, Member Jackson. I do apologize about that.
Oh, I think that we're about reaching the end.
Yes, the time to go off. Yes. But before you go though, I want to say this to you, that it does not look good that a husband is in charge of one arm of the government and the wife in charge of the other arm.
Jeffrey, I say, as I was sharing this with someone, just a new colleague of mine in the Parliament just yesterday. In our activities, representational politics,
yes,
it's 90% perception and 10% fact. As far as the constituents are concerned, if the truth is perceived that way, 90%, fine. But the bottom line is the perception. If people perceive it to be wrong and bad, that is what prevails. And I say that to reinforce the point you are making when you say it don't look good. People want to have a sense that there's fairness, there's balance, rather than have a feeling that there's collusion and collusion against them. Especially related to something which is not favorable. So yes, I say all of that to support your point. It doesn't look.
And as we close, Member Jackson, I want you to speak to your Jamaican people, sir. Before we close, and I'll let you go, speak to the people in Jamaica and in the Jamaican diaspora, sir.
Well, I will say to my fellow Jamaicans here and abroad and all over the world, to use your own words, Jeffrey,
yes,
the well-being today and the future of our country lies in our hands. And we must not underestimate our capacity to influence change in our country. Not just today, but for the days to come before us. Let us reach some consensus first around those fundamental things which are necessary for the well-being of our country. And let us all commit ourselves, mobilize our forces towards making those things a reality. Life is dynamic. Government is to be responsive to those things that the people desire and want to realize. And if we work together, we can get further than where we are. And speaking of the People's National Party, the results of September 3rd is not what we expected nor what we wanted, but we are where we are. And we remain even more committed now than we were then to doing what is in the best interest of Jamaica. And for that reason, I can say we are still marching on to progress. Our march continues.
Indeed, Member Jackson. Member Jackson, I know I tell you we have to go now, but before you go, please indulge me. One thing. We have 2 million Jamaicans eligible to vote. Another 2 million is only 30% or 40% of the people vote. So don't you think there's something fundamentally wrong somewhere?
Something is wrong. Something is wrong. I accept the argument that there's some cleaning up needed to be done for those people who are not in the jurisdiction to vote, either out of the country or under the earth, meaning they are dead.
Yes.
But I don't believe it is that significant a number to justify the registered voter turnout. And it comes back to the point that we made earlier on. Our people, we need to take matters in our own and participate. Democracy does not promise the best government there is, What it does is affords the opportunity to choose from the options that are available.
Indeed.
That's what democracy is all about. And if we fail to act or refuse to act, then we must bear the consequence of our own inaction.
Indeed. Member of Parliament, Opposition Spokesperson on National Security, Mr. Fitz Jackson. I tell you something, When you see Member Jackson in the Parliament speaking, and he will say to Uncle Wami, shut up, man, I'm talking now. You sometimes, you say to yourself, boy, that's what Wami need. He needs to shut up, make somebody else speak. Member Jackson, thank you so much for coming on the program, sir.
My pleasure, my brother. And good night to your listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much. Member of Parliament and Opposition Spokesperson on National Security, Mr. Fitz Jackson, for coming on the program. Thank you so much, sir. Have a great night. The numbers to call into the program is 954-529-8030. What do you think about what Mr. Jackson said about what is going on in the country and what the security apparatus and so forth, and about the speaker? There you go. If you even put a petition to the Parliament of Jamaica saying that Mrs. Honest should step aside as speaker, it won't get a lot of traction. If it does, the majority still rules in the Parliament. The majority still rules in the Parliament. The majority still rules in the Parliament. 954-529-8030. That is the number to call to the program if you're interested to call and speak to us. 954-529-8030. It's also a WhatsApp number. It's running across the screen there. You can call the number and let's hear your views on what Member Jackson just said. For those in the chat room, thank you all for coming on. You could be elsewhere, but you decided to stay with us here. Thank you all very much. I want to say thanks to my producer, Walking Divine Purpose, for putting up that number for me there. Let me put it up here. It's already on the screen there, but we can still do it here too. That's the number to call into the program. 954-529-8030. You know, when you listen to Member Jackson speaks about what I have been saying to you people all along, the soul of Jamaica's democracy lies in the hands of the Jamaican people. It doesn't lie in the hands of the parliamentarians. It lies in the hands of the Jamaican people. And if we need a good democracy, if we the people, we the favorite few, want a better Jamaica, Don't think that the better Jamaica will come from the governing Jamaica Labour Party. It has to come from us as the people. We the people. And until we can see that, until we the Jamaican people can understand that and see that, then, as what member Jackson said, because I asked the question, does he think that Jamaica is going down a dictatorial road? He said we're already there. It's already there. And for us, one of my friends told me today that Jamaica is a failed state. And I turned to him and said to him, we mustn't say that about our country, which is that I've been saying it anyhow. Jamaica is becoming a banana republic. A failed state. A failed state. You can call to share your views. It's also a WhatsApp number, 954-529-8030. I better say when I decide to go off, it's the time people not call. 954-529-8030. That's the number to call into the program. Give your views on any issues. We will sit and we will listen to you. Thank you very much, Walking in Divine Purpose, for saying it's a great show. Thank you. We're living in a serious state. Jamaica is a failed state. Many of us will not say it. But when you have a country in which those who is in charge refuse to listen to the people. Good night, make we talk. You're live.
Yeah, good night, my brother Jeffrey.
Good night, sir.
You know, listen to the minister and he said, a lot of stuff, you know.
He's not a minister, sir. He's opposition spokesperson, national security. Not a minister.
All right. Yeah, okay. But in a sense, you know, as much as I give the police them a warm time, I give them a warm time, but sometimes I see where they're coming from, you know, because if they did see some of those same man running and shoot some of those same man day and night, but shoot those people in Commodore. You know, some people come out on Black Road, say innocent man and kill my brother Jeffrey.
No, what I am talking about, you know, my friend, I am not talking about the police doing their civil duty when it comes on to gunmen. What I am saying, you cannot say that you're going to execute a warrant and you have 23 police officers. Go to a young man's house. You say police are always knock on the door or whatever. The young man opened the door. And when he sees it was the police, hold up his hand. And at the end of everything, you're saying that it was a shootout or the young man pull a gun on you. Are you shoot him? Dead?
No, those things are right. I don't support those type of stuff. I don't support those type of stuff. But you, what I would tell you, say I support my brother Jeffrey. If they 100% know, said those men go and do a murder and kill 3-4 people, and it's 100% know is them. 100%, and they say 100%, and those person put up and they said why, and they kill him. You know, I wouldn't have anything to say.
And
in that way,
it looks bad, sir. It looks bad. That a country of
that's where you're coming from.
A country of 2 something million. Hold on for me, sir. A country of 2 something million people, sir, having a series of mass shooting. Now, this last mass shooting, the people are saying that they came there, whosoever come there to shoot at the place, was under police clothes. They're wearing police
Right.
clothes, police uniforms. So
Yeah, I hear that.
my question to the JCF and the government of Jamaica tonight: how can the Jamaican people trust anybody? We don't know who they are.
That's true. That's why I said anyone who is not police or soldier should not wear the clothes. That is what they should come in with a law for that.
But not only that, sir.
You see, the next thing to know, my brother Jeffrey, why me stop beat my mouth now, no, because September 3 election call and the people they go out and make say listen, this is what we want. So that's the reason why I just stop beat my mouth. Because they make to know, say, okay, this is what I want. So from them I say that, why me gonna worry? They spoke on September 3rd what they want.
You know something, sir?
So you see, just as where the opposition, Mr. Jackson said, something you said, it just go on deaf ears because it's not going to go nowhere. So tell me now why we're going to send up our pressure.
That's true. And when you hear a member of parliament who has been elected time and time again says to his people, all of us in this country and outside of this country, sorry, that the time has come. He didn't say it in so many words. For all of us to stand up and defend the country that is called Jamaica. I heard Mark Jefferson Golding said that Jamaica don't belong to neither the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party. Jamaica belongs to the Jamaican people. All right, sir.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But I still, like me now, my brother Jeffrey, I used to call, but I stopped. It don't make sense. I call and said yap again because, as I said, the people that come out and say, listen, no wasting on the breath. This is what we want. So for him say that, I just say, you know what? We have to just live with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Wrong or right?
You're correct. You're correct.
Because they get the chance what everyone of us saying, and they come out and say, listen, you're talking foolishness.
And Jamaicans have this thing about them, they stay home. Everything is okay. When you stay home and don't exercise your fundamental rights in what is governing this country, then something is fundamentally wrong with your psyche.
But the one who stay home, they happy with what's going on.
Obviously.
They're happy what they're going on because they don't. Why are we going to go vote? Because the country running good, so why are we going to vote? And then they start to complain, oh, I should do this. No. So all these type of stuff, so I just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Yeah,
you know, so I heard a friend of mine said something today. I won't call it Lily. That I hope when December come, not one single soul from Jamaica should call any member of their family for anything. Because prosperity is in high.
Well, you're not going to get it from that. They won't do that. So you're not going to get it from that.
Them vote for prosperity.
So you're not going to get it from that. So it's either you say yes or no, but you're not going to get it from that.
One thing I know, there's some dark days ahead of us in this country. Some very dark days ahead of us in this country. Very dark days. Whether we believe it, yes or no. Some very dark days ahead of us in this country. Dark days. Anyway, my friend, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, come on, okay.
Thank you. I am not cussing out no one. I am not throwing out, cussing out, whatever no one. Our nation is in crisis. I know before the election I've been saying this. The soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on us, the Jamaican people. It is in your hand. And if we do not do something about this piece of rock that we call home, then I'm sorry for us all. Every single one of us. Everybody. Jeffrey, everyone. I'm sorry for every one of us. Our people don't want you to be educated about what is going on in our country. Because all they can see is the color orange or the color green. That's all they can see. But until we can see this country, until we can see Jamaica, and don't see a political party, until we can see this nation that we say we solely love, and until we can defend this nation and defend the constitution of this country and defend the national anthem that says, Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Until we can defend that. And until we can say the national pledge with a meaning behind it and stand for this piece of rock. No one else will. And until we can put God before everything that we do, then we don't truly love this country. All we love is the party. We don't love Jamaica. We don't love this nation. But we love the party. A lot of people around the world put love for country more than love for party. Many of us ask the question, do we truly love this country? You know who I'm sorry for? When we're all gone, because it's appointed unto man to die once. When we're all gone, when a Wilfred Rattigan and all the bloggers, Andre Stevenson, a Dre Bryan, a Hot Topic, a Jamaics, a Wayne Lonesome, a Mystic Sensation, a Aromatic, ABR. When we're all gone, I wonder what sort of Jamaica we're going to leave behind. I wonder if our people will ever stand up. I wonder if our people will ever stand up for this blessed piece of rock. As what Member Jackson says, we need to stand for Jamaica. We cannot allow this piece of rock to go down the road that it's going. Many of us believe that Jamaica is okay. What is chatty mouth Jeffrey Tavares a chat about? Me nah feel not the country all right, a prosperity. Many Jamaicans believe that there's nothing wrong with the level of corruption and nepotism in the country. Many Jamaicans believe that there's no such thing as 28 bank account. Many Jamaicans don't see nothing wrong with a prime minister and a wife as speaker of the House of Representatives, and a speaker and a wife as speaker of the House of Representatives. Many people don't see anything wrong with that. And as what the good gentleman said a while ago, those who live in Cherry Garden and Norbrook and the effluence of society those who lives in the gated community of our country, because certain things don't reach them, they don't give a flying kahuna. They don't care. But as we leave this platform tonight, I pray and hope that when the time comes, that all of us may leave this country a better place. I hope when the time comes for all of us to go home to our Maker, that it will be said by the younger generation that is coming up, that the old men of a Jeffrey Tavares, a Wilfred Rattigan, and others try to save the democracy of this country. I pray and hope that one day our people will rise up and understand that we are not here to bring down anybody. What we are here for is to fight for the soul of this democracy that we call Jamaica. As I go off tonight, I want to say thank you all. Remember to go to shikasbeauty.reman.com for women and men beauty care. shikasbeauty.reman.com, RIMAN. Go to there and you can, it's not in a bleaching cream. A lot of people have been using it. It's for men and women. And it gives you a great look if you have pimples or a blackhead on your face. It takes it away. It's not a bleaching cream. So you can go to that website there and patronize us by purchasing something from there. Anything at all. I just want to say thank you all for coming on. Thanks to Member of Parliament and Opposition Spokesperson and National Security, Mr. Fitz Jackson. On this Wednesday, August 8th, at 9:34 in the night, our nation, Jamaica, needs our help. And until we, the people, can put this nation first, no one else will. Thanks to Walking in Divine Purpose and all those who came on. Thank you all very much. Until you hear my voice again, remember to go to Walking in Divine Purpose. Do you have the website there, the Chica's Beauty website on your phone? Can put it up. Remember to go and purchase one of a Reman Beauty Care, one of there it is. You can go to that website there and purchase something. So go to that website. Is shikasbeauty.reman.com. If my memory serves me correctly. Go there and purchase something from us. This is my niece. She's the one who encouraged me to do this. Let me take off this from here and show it to you. Back to this. Take this off. There she is. She's been using it. This is before she started using it. And this is her now. She should start using it. So this is her before she start using it at all. And this is her now. And it's not a bleaching cream. It's something to make your skin and your face look nice. And they have the shampoo and I think they have the lotion too. So you can go over there. It's the thing is pinned in my chat room. Yes, I am glad Mr. Buchanan is challenging the constitutional authority in the courts of the PM seat. I am so happy too. I am so happy that he's doing it. And I pray that the lawyer that he gets, I know the lawyer well, I pray and hope that lawyer really fight for him. Because we cannot stand by in this country any longer and see what is going on and says nothing about it. So there you have it. You can go to the REMA website, the shikasbeauty.reman.com website, and look on the beauty supply products that we have there. And if you see fit, you can purchase something from us. This is where we're going to say so long for tonight. Thank you all very much for coming on. Gotta run. It is now 9:37. Gotta run. God bless you. And may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.
Strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason.
I want to say good night to a friend of mine who he was one of them who pioneered me into media. Mikey Williams from Negril. We were going to something on Negril doing now. On the streets of Negril of a compulsion, dear God in heaven. So something we're going with anyway. Mikey, my good friend, happy birthday to you, man. Have a great night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, you know. I know you're still the president of the NSPA, but you know, we will talk.
Make we talk! If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk! Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk! And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk! Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.